At first glance, the Guantanamo Bay Naval Base in Cuba looks tranquil.
Libertad! Libertad! Libertad!
At second glance, it no longer does.
Libertad!
The chants of freedom from some of the roughly 15,000 Cubans now here ring through the makeshift campsite during a visit by international journalists. It's a chance for the raft people to be heard.
Well, I want to work. I have some relatives in the U.S. We are not going to be a burden to the U.S. because we have relatives there waiting for us.
Joaquin Martinez spent 2 days on a raft with his 5-year-old son. He said he felt he had no choice.
Because the situation in Cuba is really bad.
Thank you.
The smiles on the faces of children can easily make one forget this is a detention camp. But the comments of the adults quickly bring one back to reality.
Because the conditions are not good, but, well, we are here waiting for our liberty.
For the Cubans and the Haitians who are being held a few miles away, the conditions are Spartan. Not everyone has running water. It's crowded and promises to get more crowded with the continuing exodus. There's a lot of frustration and depression.
Give them room.
Despite the disappointment about being detained, there is a nearly universal response when the question is asked if they would go back to Cuba.
¿Quién desea ir a Cuba?
No, there's no going back.
Authorities do say they know of one man who does want to go back, but there's no repatriation agreement with Cuba to handle that. Another man who we talked with says if he can't get to the United States soon, he too would rather go back to Cuba. Military dependents will start getting moved out Wednesday, in part to make more room, in part because many dependents want to leave for security reasons. Military officials are prepared for open-ended duty.
And we're certainly prepared to stay here as long as we've got people to take care of. I think the real question is, can the people handle being here for years, not the U.S.? We can certainly do the job as long as the job needs to be done.
And for all the military knows, the job may be just beginning. The Cubans here know their lives would have been easier if U.S. immigration policy hadn't changed. But most are still hoping that Uncle Sam does more for them in this part of Cuba than Fidel Castro did for them on the other part. Gary Tuckman, CNN, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.